Tom gets the time, because originally I would have spoken and given you an introduction to XRM, so I'll still do that, but I don't want to eat into Tom's time, because what Tom is going to do today is what this event is all about. So, this is basically the agenda. We'll skip through a lot of this, an overview on the company, on XRM the product, a demonstration from Tom. Tom is basically going to try and build an application this morning in the hour and a half, and we selected a HR kind of employee system as an example, which is something that everybody could relate to. It's kind of a neutral system to give you a flavour of how the product works in terms of a development platform. Our guest speaker will be here around 11 o'clock. It's Tom Staffel. Tom is Head of GIS and Data at the Environmental Protection Agency, and the biggest user of XRM, I'd say, in the country at this point. They're redeveloping a lot of legacy applications, and all of their new applications are being developed using the XRM platform, whereas traditionally it may have been .NET or SharePoint. It's now very much XRM along with .NET and SharePoint. So it's actually quite a good example of the product. All of these slides are in your pack, so I'm not going to go through a lot of these in any great detail. Just obviously Tom and I represent a Microsoft partner called Codex, so we would be seen as the leading XRM people in the country, and we're here today organise the event along with Microsoft. So I won't go into that in any great detail, but we're obviously around quite a long time, and we've the largest XRM practice in the country. We have 10 people working day in, day out using this technology across a number of different organisations. We do all of the Microsoft stack. CRM is top of the list, but we do the whole lot. And it's very important that when you're in talking to customers, like you might start off doing a CRM project or an XRM, and then before you know it, people are interested in your Office 365 or your BI capabilities. But again, some of our customers. So what is XRM? I mean, I think XRM is an application development platform. It's a module that comes within the Microsoft CRM package, but it's where people can use it to, develop bespoke applications. So today we're not talking about the CRM capabilities, which is your sales, your marketing, your customer service. We're talking about the customization module, which people use to develop, as I said, of bespoke applications. I mean, some of the based on the Forrester research, more and more people are looking at the opportunity of using platforms where you're looking to buy and build applications, rather than going for the traditional, I'll develop it in .NET or in Java, or I'll buy an off-the-shelf package. What CRM allows us to do is to actually combine an off-the-shelf product, which is Microsoft Dynamics CRM, along with the customization module that comes with it, to actually build an application on top of that platform. Which means that out of the box you get security, you get workflow, you get reports, you get dashboards, you get all of the functionality that you'd expect in a bespoke application, but it's all provided out of the box for you. And what Tom will do later on is actually show you how you use those tools to actually develop, how easy it is to actually create a form. It's all point and click, create a form, create a database, create a new entity in your database. So without being a database administrator, it's quite easy to create new tables, to create fields on that table, to create forms, to create views, to create online inquiries. And all of this is built around a very strong security model. So if you as a member of staff don't have access to do certain things, then obviously you won't have access to do it. But the whole idea is to show you how easy it is. In most of the organizations that we work in, it also allows, if the company decides, it also allows the end user, the business user, to be very involved in the application development platform. You don't need to be a .NET developer or a Java developer to use Microsoft XRM. You can be, and what we have done in a lot of organizations is we've actually trained both the IT and the business users on how to use the application. So in terms of doing a proof of concept or doing some screenshots to show somebody how an application may look, that can all be done by yourselves once we've actually completed the training. You're going to become pretty much self-sufficient in the technology once you actually get used to it. So that's the idea of building and buying, using a platform to actually develop applications. This is probably the last screen I'll focus on, and we've developed a lot of applications using the technology, and we haven't, these are just examples of where we believe CRM could be of use. We have done a student management system, we have done a property management system, we have worked on grant management, we have done contract management, we've done event management, we've done contractor management, we're working on a donation management package. So all of these products are all developed using the XRM platform. And so, you know, an organization could potentially have not just one XRM application. The whole idea behind the platform is when you've bought the licenses, the idea then is to try and develop as many applications as you want. So if you're an organization where you're still using VB, or you're using Access, or you've got some legacy applications that you're a bit worried about if anything happens, where's the source code, who developed the applications, you're still with the organization. A lot of organizations are looking at XRM as a means of re-platforming legacy applications quickly, cheaply, where you have absolute access to your source code. There's no more, you know, you get an exit from a supplier and you don't get the .NET source code. With CRM or XRM, the source code is all sitting on your desktop or on your server. Or if you go with the online, Microsoft Online, then the source code is available in the Microsoft Data Center, but you have absolute access to it. There's no more escrow agreements, where's my source code? You actually have the source code. So the idea, the real trick with XRM is not to develop just one application, but to decide, you know what, there's 4, 5, 6 applications that we could potentially. I don't know, Tom will tell us, the EPA must have developed 6 or 7 or 8 applications, so they're getting really good value for their initial investment in the product, because they're developing lots and lots of different applications. And again, Tom Stafford will discuss that in a bit more detail later on. So I'm not going to go through these because I want really Tom to get started on the. But I said all of these screens are in your folders. It's getting quite a bit technical there. Just no harm to mention that Microsoft XRM or CRM, it works seamlessly with all of the other Microsoft products, whether it's Outlook, SharePoint, SQL Server, reporting services, Office 365. It all works just seamlessly. It just works. You don't need to worry about how do I integrate this application with my email system. It just works out of the box with all of these Microsoft products, and of course Visual Studio, which would be irrelevant. Point and click, I mentioned that earlier. Tom will show you in a few minutes how easy it is to build your application with nothing but a mouse. It also works very well with SharePoint. A lot of organizations worry about, well, I have SharePoint, so why would I use XRM? Well, they're completely complementary. It's not a question of one versus the other. SharePoint is a better product for content management, for portal, for non-structured data. XRM is a far better platform for developing line of business applications. You don't need to be a .NET developer to develop an XRM. You do need to have some .NET skills if you want to start getting into using SharePoint as an application development platform. So I think there's, in most organizations where we work on, they all use SharePoint, and it's not a question of one versus the other. It's a question of trying to pick which is best for a particular area of the business that you're looking to develop in. Obviously, it goes without saying, it's completely, everything you develop is available in these formats, via SharePoint, via Silverlight, via mobile devices. And you have very little to do, you have very little extra to do to make your applications run on the various different user experiences. These are numbers that we have good examples of where these numbers are real, where people would have gone traditionally with a .NET and then they've moved to XRM and they get significant savings on the initial application, and more importantly maybe the ongoing application maintenance is pretty much reduced to zero. Okay, so that's really the end of the very short, very quick run through XRM.